Hello everyone, I am String and welcome again to my channel. So today we're going to be doing more League of Legends characters in Dungeons & Dragons. We're going to do at least one more, but I'm thinking probably more like 3 because I'm still super hyped on this. Today we're going to be doing Graves. This is without a doubt the simplest one that we've done so far and the simplest one that we probably will do. Even simpler than yesterday because he actually legitimately only has 2 ability scores that matter, and also there's not a lot of nuances that we have to get into regarding skills and feats and stuff. So anyways, we're going to be playing Graves. He's a human. I'm just going to pick Variant Human every time because why not? Still no Aquan, so I'm going to click Elvish. We're going to go ahead and pick Dexterity and Constitution again. Skills, so legitimately any of these skills are fine, but I'm definitely going to pick Perception. For your feat, we're always going to go with Lucky at level 1 because Lucky is OP, but like there will be other options again I'll go over later, but for now we're going to go ahead and get into this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to be a fighter, add the class, we're going to max it out, and then we're going to pick some fighter proficiencies. So I'm definitely going to pick athletics and intimidation because he's an athletic guy, he's an intimidating guy, right? Fighting style, we're going to go with defense again. Okay, and then after picking up defense, we're going to go ahead and go over to our martial archetype. We're going to pick Legends of Runeterra, Dark Tides of Bilgewater, Renegade again. For our renegade skills, I'm gonna pick Deception and Persuasion, even though because he doesn't really have Sleight of Hand, but I can see him lying and being persuasive. Even though we're not gonna have that high of charisma, might as well just pick those. We're gonna pick Sniper because obviously Graves is holding a sniper rifle. That's clearly no other type of gun, 100% a sniper rifle. If you disagree, you're wrong. So unlike the pistol, it's two-handed. You can inflict massive damage in a single shot, so it's 1d10 instead of 1d6, plus dex. You have 120 feet instead of 30, and then you get extra damage when you reach higher levels, right? So our minor upgrades and our major upgrades. So we have a slight issue here in that we have 3 minor upgrades that we need, and only 1 major upgrade. So we need Double Barrel, which is definitely the most broken one. When you use your gunfighter form, you can shoot twice during a single action instead of once. The shots can target the same creature or different creatures to make a separate attack roll for each shot. That one is especially broken with, is it Collateral Damage? So yeah, Collateral Damage is really insane with it, because if you hit a target with a successful attack with your firearm, and this says you can shoot twice, so that's 2 attacks, make a separate attack roll for each shot, then you can inflict on each of the 2 people from Double Barrel, you can inflict an extra d6 piercing damage. But also, Graves' W, Graves needs a Double Barrel because he's got a Double Barrel shotgun. He needs Collateral Damage because he's got a Double Barrel shotgun. But he also has a Smokescreen literally in his kit. So that leaves us with 3 minor upgrades to choose from and only 2 slots. So Smokescreen is also pretty good. It heavily obscures a target in a 10-foot cube, but you can't use it again until you finish a long or short rest. So I think, sorry, I have the hiccups right now. I think that if you have to pick, you would pick Collateral Damage. It's definitely the better of the 2, but it's up to you. And especially when you get to level 15, which is quite a way away, you can actually switch your upgrades anyways. But there's a slight issue there. And then the only one from here, or actually we don't actually need any of these major upgrades, but Barrage is pretty nice to have because it does a lot of damage. And then none of these are actually gangplanky stuff, but if you pick Double Up, when you hit a creature with a successful ranged attack, you can immediately cause the bullet to hit another creature within 15 feet of the original target. The second target takes piercing damage equal to your dex modifier, and then you can do this a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. So you can double barrel someone to shoot twice, and then each of those will have collateral damage on them, which can then each be doubled up, assuming you have at least 2 charisma modifier slots. So that's kind of OP, but because that's not a specifically Graves ability, you can pick literally any of these. I don't recommend Trial by Fire or Lightning Rod. I do recommend Double Up, because if you can't be thematic, you might as well be strong, right? So you might want to talk to your DM and see if he can let you swap out one of these for the missing minor option. Even though it might weaken your character, it'll be more flavorful. So you might want to ask for that. We're going to skip all this. So we've gone over all this in the previous video, which I'll leave in the top right. All the extra stuff you get for being this class. And we're just going to go ahead and go over to ability scores, which we're going to go ahead and standard array it. We're going to max out Dex, then Con, then we're going to actually do Wisdom followed by Charisma, so this still gives you a +1 bonus. So all we have to do is get 2 more points in it, if we even want to use, actually, I'm going to swap these again. If we even want to use Double Up. If we don't, you can actually make Charisma your weakest stat and then like fangle around with these, but you have skills in Charisma, so I recommend at least getting the +1 in it. So we're going to go back, we're going to go to our ASIs, and then I'm just going to go ahead and max out Dex first, and then Constitution followed by Wisdom. I'm not going to put any extra points into Charisma, because it doesn't really matter if you're not using Double Up. If you are using Double Up, maybe you want to put in just that extra 1 into your Charisma score. Wow, I actually maxed out my Dex super fast. Con and Con. Constitution and Constitution. Oops. We'll go over Feats in a little bit, don't worry. Constitution, and then we're running out, so let's go Wisdom. Wisdom, and then let's actually see how many points we have. I'm pretty sure we're at an even number right now, right? Yeah, so then now if you want to, you can just put your extra 2 into Charisma, and then get those extra bonuses. Not Intelligence, Graves is... I don't see Graves as being an exceptionally smart human being. Okay, then so for background, we're gonna definitely want to pick Criminal/Spy. He's not a spy, but he's a criminal, which gets proficiency in stealth, and then you just want to pick something that you obviously don't have already. You can pick sleight of hand, because he was a thief, but I think, I don't know, reading his stories, it seems more like he was a thief via brute force than he was thief via being sneaky. So, pick whatever you want. I'm probably going to pick something like investigation, because you have to be investigative to be sneaky, or acrobatics, because he's literally dodging bullets and stuff, so he's got to be some sort of acrobatically inclined. He's definitely a gambler. It's literally on his bio page. And, you know, TF's already gambling with playing cards, so I'm going to go ahead and he's probably going to gamble on the dice, right? So then we're going to go ahead and go forward. So then starting equipment, it doesn't really matter what you want or what you start with, because again, you're going to have that gun at level 3 anyways. But I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you start with a heavier armor. This selection doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to pick a martial weapon and a shield, and then I'm going to pick like a hand crossbow. But for this one, you're definitely going to want to pick light crossbow and then an explorer's pack. Because he's definitely more of an explorer than crawling around in the sewers type person. And then your starting equipment from being a criminal or a spy is right there. So then we're going to go ahead and view the character sheet before we go ahead and get into the available feats that you're going to want to pick. So you have a lot of HP, you have maxed out dexterity, maxed out con, you have a pretty nice acrobatic skill, decent athletics, pretty good deception, intimidation, and persuasion. You have good perception, and then again, I don't think he's particularly stealthy, but you have stealth because of your background. So we have that, and then we can see that we have plus 11 to hit. We have 6d10 plus 5 at max level for our damage. Plus we can do that twice. You know, we can do that twice, and then we can make each of those shots, if we want to, because we have a +2 charisma modifier, hop onto someone else, or you can also barrage. If you don't want to, you can also go ahead and go back and take smokescreen instead. But again, I'd recommend you actually ask your DM if you can, instead of picking double up or barrage, you can pick the other minor upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that to leave this character sheet in the description below, and then we're going to go ahead and head over to the Feats board, because again, we're not going to be multi-classing and we're not going to be spellcasting. So Feats, if you want to take Feats instead of ASIs, I'm going to go ahead and recommend the ones that I always do, which are Alert, Resilience in Constitution, and Dex. So those ones are very good. Graves, I would definitely recommend also, you might want to pick Mobile, because he literally has a dash. So getting that extra 10 feet, you can make a dash action. That one could be pretty good. Another really good one for him is Tough, because his passive is literally Grit. So you get hit point maximum increasing by an amount equal to twice your level when you gain this feat. Whenever you gain a level thereafter, your hit point maximum increases by an additional 2 points. So you're going to want to take that to make you quite a bit tankier. You can go ahead and Sharpshooter is also really good, because you are using a ranged weapon pretty much the entire time. So you don't get disadvantage attacking at long range, even though this gun doesn't have a minimum and maximum range listed. You still would be nice to not have disadvantage. But the real nice thing is you can ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. And also you can take the big shot, which inflicts a -5 penalty to the attack roll, but you get extra damage. So that one's really nice to have as well. So you other ones I might recommend are going to be, I already mentioned Lucky is always a really nice one to pick first. But if you didn't pick it first, you can pick it now, or at one of your ASIs. Athlete, I think, is really good. You're going to want to pick Dex, obviously, when you pick Athlete. It makes, when standing up, you only use 5 feet. Climbing doesn't half your speed. And then when you make a running long jump or running high jump, after moving only 5 feet rather than 10 feet, so it makes you a lot more mobile as well, helping emulate the fact that, you know, he has a dash. That should be it. Oh, durable, right, durable. So durable is really nice because, again, it increases your con, and then it makes you more resilient in the fact that when you roll a hit die, the minimum number of hit points equals twice your constitution modifier. So at minimum, you're going to be having 10, which when your hit die is a d8, you're always going to be getting more than you would actually be able to roll anyways. Obviously, earlier game, it's not going to be that good, or not as good, but it's still going to be really, really good to have. So those are all the ones that I'd recommend. So, and then that's it. That's actually all you would need to play Graves in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. If you like this video, go ahead and please leave a like. Go ahead and comment things you liked, things you want to see next. Because I do really like making Dungeons & Dragons characters. I don't know, I might buy the books on D&D Beyond if you guys would like it. But go ahead and stay tuned if you want to see more of these. We're coming out with, at least, like I said, at least one more, but I'm thinking probably more like 3 of the Bilgewater characters. And then I'm definitely going to be making more, like, just standard D&D characters down the road. I just need to figure out how to record those. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. And then I'm going to go ahead and borrow from my middle school vice principal here and tell you, have a great day, or not. The choice is yours. See you out there.